I guess now the wedding's over, we're going to talk about where they're living. It's more like, let's just complain and complain and complain and complain and complain. But like, say it in a tender, sweet voice so that maybe you won't notice they're complaining. And they want to talk about not caught and how it just was insufficient. And no one would ever believe that they were living there. I'm like, yeah, nobody would believe it who is uneducated and stupid about what is given to a young royal couple. Meghan thought that Disney princesses were more than fairy tales. It isn't England's fault that living in a palace when you first get married isn't actually reality. And that the British royal family does have a budget. It's not just billions and billions and billions of dollars at your disposal, you know? So she keeps being like, no one would believe it was actually happening and where we were living because it was a dump. And she doesn't actually say it like that, but it's weird because they can't even get a full sentence out of her. Like, we're supposed to just infer that it was yucky. But, you know, they just keep playing clips of her saying phrases, not even full sentences. Well, they give us pictures, and we are supposed to do all the legwork here. H varnishing and me with a hoe. On a slant, such short ceilings, always bumping his head. And it's just obnoxious that they can't articulate themselves in this context because they know they're dancing on thin ice, complaining about palace accommodations. Well, palace adjacent, don't forget it was palace adjacent. Not in the palace, just on palace grounds. So basically we were in a tent. I mean, it was like, you know, cute tent, but it was a tent. You know, their attitude sucks, this entire thing. And they also reveal that Oprah has some of the worst manners of anybody you've ever heard of. Apparently, Oprah showed up at their house for tea one afternoon. She comes in and sits down and goes, "Nobody would ever believe it." You know what, Oprah? You've had way too many years of being around people who have manners that it seems like you would have picked up some at some point. But how in the world are you going to walk into somebody's home and criticize it on any level? You know, who told you that that was appropriate in any context? No one would ever believe it. What a dump. You know what? Why don't you shut your face, you crazy lady? I can't tell if they are like kind of embarrassed that she would do that or if it made them brazen enough to speak about it. Like they're like, well, Oprah said it was junky, so I guess it is, and we can admit that we didn't like it either. I don't know. I would have been extremely offended by that. Even if I didn't particularly like the house, don't come into my home and criticize it, because what am I going to do about it now? You know? Wow. You guys. You know what really bugs me? Let's just have a little chit chat. What really bothers me is when people criticize anything about anyone that they can't change in the next 5 seconds. You know, it's like, oh, is the tag sticking out of the back of your shirt? Okay, tell me. Is there something in my teeth? Fine, tell me. My slip showing? Fine, tell me. But if I can't fix it in the next 5 seconds, don't tell me about it. Because what am I supposed to do about it? Just feel bad? Do you need a power trip? Anyway,